Okay, hello, Marlene.
Hi, Natalie.
How are you?
I'm doing good today, thank God.
I'm so happy to have this conversation with you because we've spoken about what we're going to talk about today so many times. And every time we spoke about it, I felt like, oh my God, we have to interview you. We have to record this because so many people can benefit from understanding what you've learned and be inspired by your process. And like I said, I know that a lot of people, when they want to work with a business coach, with me or any other business coach, they don't necessarily know what to expect. They have an idea, but they don't really know what to expect coming out of the program. So every time I see that someone has a really good success in my program, I'm like, wait, let's record this, let's do an interview so that everyone else can know also what happens in the program and what do you get out of it. So first, before we start, I would love for you to present yourself. Can you tell us what you do and who you are?
Absolutely. So, when I first entered the program, I would have said that I was an interior designer. But after a year of working with you, I now refer to myself as an intuitive interior designer. And I've developed a process called designing through the senses. And what that does is that helps people connect and understand the things that they like and the things that they think are beautiful. And so it's not just about a beautiful design, it's about connecting the client and the desires and the soul of the client to the design, and then incorporating that in their home, which creates a space that nourishes your soul and lets you rejuvenate, and is a safe space that absolutely it can be life changing.
Wow. I love how you describe this. And I remember when you first started the program, how you described yourself. And now hearing you say that, it's so aligned with who you are, with your values, with what you represent. It's so you. So it's just fascinating to watch this. So going back to the beginning, when we first started working together, do you remember where you were in your business at the time?
Yeah, I would like to say that when we first met, I had made a decision that I was going to make it a business, but up until that point, it was more of a hobby. And I was definitely an interior designer, but I wasn't a business owner and I wasn't an entrepreneur. So when I signed up for you with you, I knew that that was going to take me into the entrepreneurial direction, and you were going to help me understand what that meant and what I needed to do in order to make that happen.
Right. You're so right. I mean, being an expert in something or knowing how to do something doesn't make you really a business owner. So I really like this difference that you're making between being an expert or a professional interior designer, which you were and you still are, of course. But learning how to become a business owner is a different story. And
Two very different things.
two very different things. So let's talk about what have you learned in this program. More specifically, you were in the Grow Your Business program of the Born to Do Business program. And so what can you tell us of what you've learned, because you've been with us for a whole year? So what did you learn? What did you accomplish? What did this program bring you?
So I think first of all, I knew immediately when we first met by chance, even though I don't believe that there's anything by chance in a networking group. When I signed up for the strategic planning retreat, I knew you were going to be my business coach. And once I made that decision, I knew I instantly felt comfort, and I knew you were going to help me take the fear out of what it was to be a business owner. And so I really think that this program and my time with you up until this point has really taught me how to step into all the different facets of running a business, helping me understand what those are, and really stepping into my entrepreneurship and being a CEO of my own, destiny.
Yeah, that is really, really clear. And I know that one experience that we went through together was very significant for you was the 21-day challenge. So I would love
Yeah,
you to share that experience.
absolutely. Well, that was a really trying time for a lot of people. And for me particularly, because at that time I had a really bad cough and I wasn't sure if I had COVID. And thank God in the end I didn't, but I had gotten myself all worked up and really in a rut. And I was in quarantine for over 3 weeks by myself, which I used to love to be by myself, but at that point I had had enough of me. And you came up with this 21-day challenge, and I just thought, she sent me another lifeline, and it gave me a reason every morning to get up and get dressed. And I think it was 9:30. It was 9:30 every morning, right? And that just totally changed the trajectory of my day, of my energy, of my mood. And you had so many amazing guests and people on there, and it just so many inspiring stories and amazing energy. And that was a huge pivot for me. And that's when I started to understand that I'm not just a designer, I'm an intuitive designer, and I bring a lot more to the table than just beautiful design.
Yeah. And I remember how you were also interviewed in those days, and you actually came up with a new product just being in this interview, right?
Absolutely. Well, definitely, I've stepped out of my comfort zone over and over again. And I think with your support, that gave me the confidence. And that's another big thing that I walked away with this year was just a different level of self-confidence that I have today than when I first started with you, night and day.
Right.
But through the interview, I presented a gift of an hour of my time, a consultation, which organically turned into virtual design, interior design via Zoom.
Right.
And if you had told me a year ago that was even possible, I would have said no way. And I'm in the process now of developing that product on an online way to present globally interior design to people all around the world.
Which
and
is huge.
that happened through that interview.
Right. That's really huge. And that is really what you and everyone else who had a business that you had to be in person, but you were able to pivot and to look at it from a different perspective and to say, COVID, no COVID, I'm still going to do my business and do it online. And that was really, really, really brave.
Well, I just want to say something. I don't know if I would have thought about it that way if you hadn't presented the opportunity of the interview and then the gift. And I think that that opportunity really just I organically stepped into that next step.
Right. No, that's for sure. And also you shared with me that the sales call method was something that also helped you, the one that we share in the program, it was something that helped you also look at sales completely differently. Can you share more about that?
Sure. So I will say that every time we sat down and we had a one-on-one, every single meeting was profound and right on for where I was at that time. Even if I wasn't sure what I needed, you sort of understood that, and that time together was always gave me clarity and sent me in the right direction from that moment on. But one of the things that I did, you have this amazing library of modules with endless subjects, and each of them are very profound and very accurate. And in listening to the sales call module, I really understood that I'm not actually making a sales call. I'm really presenting something that could be profoundly life-changing for the people in front of me. And so when you approach something like that, and in my nature, I like to help people and I want to, really help people change their lives. So when I realized that I was providing something for them that could be really helpful to them, it took the sales out of it completely. And that was huge for me.
And I think that throughout the program, I've watched you change your mindset so many times in, in becoming really even more of who you were already, right? But really like becoming even more and having this mindset where you really became who you are today, which is a very fulfilled business owner, professional, and it's amazing to watch that. So the last question that I would ask, because I'm hoping that the people that are watching are being inspired and getting ideas from you, but I would say, what would be the one advice that you would give to entrepreneurs who want to sign up for our program?
So what I would say, and that sort of goes back to what we just finished talking about, you have such tremendous resources. And there's so many things when we sign up with you that we can do on our own. And so if you're committing to the business coach aspect, and you've got the benefit of having all those resources in front of you, I would say that when you do that, you need to really, in order to honor yourself and honor the process, commit, like make an appointment with yourself weekly to try to soak in and get as much exposure to all those modules and all the product that you do offer,
Wow. Thank you so much, Marlene. It was such a pleasure to have this interview and to really get to the bottom of things that we've spoken so many times together and to have you in the program. And I really do hope that entrepreneurs who watch this interview will understand, how they can get the help that they need to become more of who they are and to have, be empowered to be this successful entrepreneur.
I'd like to say one more thing.
Sure.
When you sign up, when I signed up with Natalie, you as my business coach, I never thought I'd get 21-day challenge or a morning routine. And I talked about the modules, but it's really so much more than that. And all these sidebars, which, as you develop and you evolve, we get the benefit of them. And those things have been the most profound, life-changing things for me in my life in this
Wow.
year.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Marlene. And I'm sure we're going to hear from you and we're going to hear from your amazing success. So, yeah, we'll keep in touch. Thank you so much. Thank you for
Thank you,
giving us
Natalie.
this time. Thank you.